This guy just gave a big middle finger to Jaquan Zeitz, or whatever the his name is, Harley Davidson, right? Check it out.
Woke ass Harley, say hello to my little friends.
He just let Harley Davidson have it. He gave them the big middle finger, right? He showed them. Let's get in here and talk about it. Hey, what's up? How's it going, everyone? Welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here already before, on this channel, we're all coming together, exiting the world on the path to righteousness, right? Anyways, today we get back on the subject of Harley Davidson real quick, right? How they Harley Davidson sold out to DEI and all that nonsense. And sorry about that. I had these kids going by doing their fishing. Anyways, so Harley Davidson, all this nonsense, and I won't back off of my view, right? And I want to point out two channels today and give you a couple little clips. And one is from Columbia War Machine, his name of his channel, right? And I don't know much about, I haven't watched too many of his videos, but I'm going to show something from him as it pertains to this issue with Harley Davidson, right? And then I'm going to show you a clip from this guy, Jersey Nick. And now, to be clear, when we get to now Columbia War Machine, I'll call him out. I don't care. I'm going to call him out, right? Call it for what it is. Now, Jersey Nick, I'm not here to call him out or try to put any words in his mouth or anything like that. I just want to take, he's got an overall pretty good view, outlook. You know, he obviously understands the biker community to a certain degree and level, right? And it's been around the bikes and stuff like that. I'm not here to, I just got one little thing to say about a statement he made, is because it's a general overall view, right? But so that's what I want to make clear. I'm not trying to just, I'm not on here always to just call people out and say everything they say is wrong. And you know, I'm not trying to cut down on this Jersey Nick at all. So when we get to that, just to be clear, right? So let's get back on the subject of this deal with Harley Davidson. This hits home with me, right? I want to, so first of all, if you're wanting to boycott their stuff, I'm behind you, right? I've been on a boycott from them, actually, but let's do it the proper way, right? Should I run out and burn all my Harley clothes? Well, first of all, it depends who you are, right? In my specific situation, I'm not burning the Harley shirts I got because I can't afford to lose any more clothes, right? But the point is, am I going to proudly wear all their stuff all the time? No, but of course, most of my apparel wasn't Harley apparel anyways, right? You got the kind of people that need everyone to know they're in that community, right? So they'll wear everything that says Harley this and Harley that and pay all this outrageous price for it. Or you got the people that, just the old school people that dress old school, always have, and then, you know, it don't matter if my shirt says Harley or anything else or nothing at all, right? So, you know, should you run out and burn their stuff? Should you burn your bikes down? Look, let's have the right mindset here and do this shit properly. And this is why we don't get nowhere, because we're not doing this shit properly. Let's get down to it with, let me start with Jersey Nick first, okay, right, with his video, because he's got, overall what he says is pretty right, okay, right? I'm not trying to, you know, like I said, I'll show you the little clip, and for both of these videos, I'll leave the links in the description, and I'll try to remember to leave them in the comments, but it will be in the description of the video. You can click on the description, catch the links to watch their full videos, okay? I'm gonna show this little clip from this Jersey Nick, and overall, his viewpoint and all that is pretty right on. I'm not going to, I'm not here to except one thing. He says he guarantees he wouldn't go as far to guarantee he wouldn't buy a brand new bike, and I get his reasoning why and all that, right? But I probably would. I might win the lottery. I won't buy a brand new Harley, right? I don't want the new Harleys, for one. They sold out their base a long time ago. There's plenty enough older ones out there, used ones, new enough used ones, that I'll be all right, okay? But let's show this little clip that he has to say.
According to media, now I don't believe any media. I think you have to investigate what's going on, but they're saying people are selling their bikes. There are people that have came out and said they're going to burn their bikes. They'll never buy Harleys again. They'll never ride Harleys again. I mean, is that true? I don't know. None of my friends are getting rid of their bikes because of this. Most of my friends have never heard of this because they're probably not, going through YouTube. And there are other news articles. This is a legit story. This did happen. And I know no one that is going to burn their bike. Apparently, there's supposed to be big boycotts of the Harley booth at Sturgis. I mean, maybe that happened. I don't know. I wasn't at Sturgis. I follow a bunch of people on Instagram. I went to Sturgis. They just looked like they were having a good time. They had nothing up that was anti-Harley. Anyway, so I guess I will give my opinion on this. Now, am I shocked and outraged? Well, I'm definitely not shocked, and I'll tell you why. I'm a blue-collar guy. I work for a pretty big beverage company. I'm a Teamster for the last 17 years. I unload rail cars. They've been pushing this stuff on us for at least the last 10, 15 years. We've had to have the diversity and inclusion training, the sensitivity, and they ignore the background noises. That's the mall cop system. I'm in the hood here. They come on every now and then to tell you you're under surveillance. They pushed a quote-unquote woke agenda on us for years with the training we had to do. Pride Month, they fly the rainbow flag on top of the warehouse. Now, do I agree with that stuff? No. Do most of my coworkers agree with that stuff? No. Were we outraged? I mean, it ticked a few people off, but when shit comes to shit, we needed a job. So we did it. Mandatory training is either you do it or you don't work there anymore.
And that's what I want to hit on right there, okay? Like I said, I'm not trying to pick on him for his view, what he's, none of that. Except this is the mentality that we have to escape. The mentality of slavery that keeps us enslaved is because we don't see that this is how far along we are. They have us right where they want us. And as long as we allow them continue to hold us right where they want us, we're in trouble. All of us as a whole, we need to come together and get rid of this mentality, because we're like, well, yeah, I don't accept these DEI things because he's right, okay? Jersey Nick is right. They have been pushing this stuff for a long time through all the industries, okay? And and that's the general thing, and you see it everywhere. I'm not picking on Jersey Nick. You see this everywhere, and I can't lose my job. I don't agree with their stuff, but I'm gonna stick it out, right? And what am I gonna do about it? Just like buying products and all these issues, right? That's our mentality, and we got to get away from that mentality. That's the mentality that keeps us enslaved. They have us right where they want us, and therefore they control what we do. And, well, what do you suggest to do about it? Should we all quit our jobs and live the hard life? Look, it's now or later. That's what it's coming down to. It's now or later. You need to exit the world now or later. You're going to, or you're going to be consumed with it. It's your choice. Okay, but yes, you're going to have to make the hard choice, and none of us are brave enough to do it. Some of us are. Look, I understand a lot of you people don't want to turn out the way I am, whatever. Well, it's a little deeper than that, right? But you're going to have to take the hard road. It's just how it goes. Okay, you're not going to win this battle. You're not going to overcome them by submitting to what they expect. And that's what it boils down to. And, you know, so I just want to, that mentality, we got to get rid of that. But now, let's tell you someone I'm not going to say, I'm not going to call out, right? Let me just call Columbia War Machine, this guy, moron, right? Let's show you what he did.
It is unfortunate we had to do this. This is something I wasn't proud of, but I had to do it.
Well, these are what, you know, these are people with money, right? You got enough money to blow up, waste all this ammo to show off your ammo is what it is. You're making a statement, okay? Like a lot of times what I do is boil down who people are by looking, you know, by, right, judging their spirit or what. I don't mean judging, but judging the fruit, right, thereof. Like, looking at their spirit, right? You go back to Jersey Nick. I know plenty of guys like him. He's well-meaning enough. He's been around the biker stuff enough, but he's not going to go fully deep in enough because he's got to worry about his life, his future, his job, his family, all that. And I get it, right? But he's, you know, probably a good dude, supports all the good shit, right? Seems like, right? Comes from my generation. It's pretty right on, you know, his overall view is right on, except, you know, some of that mentality that is burned into all of us, that was brainwashed into us, that we got to get rid of, okay? We got to understand you're not going to win a war by giving them the way, right? But, so anyway, but then we got the other mentality, which is also the same thing you're seeing on both sides of the political scheme, right? But here, more ignorance from the Trump side, right? Here, when you got, well, I'm talking about Columbia War Machine's video now, okay? Show you a clip. I'll show you a couple little clips throughout while we're talking, okay? But he decided to blow up his motorcycle, his Harley Davidson. He's sticking it to him. He's letting them know what he thinks, right?
I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to make a statement for good versus evil, for normality versus wokeism. We are going to show this woke CEO that not every person in this world, not every American, not even close to every American is on board with this woke piece of shit agenda. And I'm going to do this the most American way you could think of, with a big middle finger. We're going to ramble this thing with an M60. That woke piece of shit Harley I bought is now going to be target practice. Woke bitches, this is America!
Wrong. He's a freaking moron, okay? He just blew up a nice fucking bike, in my opinion. Now, I got a friend that may be watching today, I'm not sure, right? But my friend Brad, he's also got a channel where he does some stuff here on YouTube, but he's a biker, has been around it. You know, I'm sure he agrees overall with a lot of the points I'm making, but one thing he'll agree with, what this bike that was blown up was ridiculous, and it's a shame, okay? Because for one, I know that bike, it's no older than the early 90s, okay? It's most likely something from the 1980s. That dash that's on that bike, okay, is out of the 1980s. Actually, the bike, my Gracie that I show on here sometimes, has that dash, okay? Actually, that bike, the 1980 FLT, was the bike that introduced that dash. So that bike that this idiot is blowing up is either a FLT or FLH out of the 1980s, okay? And you know, one complaint I'll have about that bike is the stupid thunder header that's put on it. Get rid of it. That bike would sound perfect with some dual fishtails cruising. Then you get cruising down the road into fifth gear, cruising down the highway in fifth gear. It sounds like you're running with a pack of helicopters behind you, right? You get the proper exhaust on it, but now the bike's destroyed and ruined.
Woke ass Harley, say hello to my little friends.
What a freaking idiot, right? Like, I'm sure my friend Brad would jump on here if he's watching, and agree. What a fucking moron. You want to stick it to Harley Davidson's DEI policies, then do it when they started turning against the people. Okay, at the time that that bike was built, it was still, Harley Davidson was mostly true to its form. Okay, it's the bikes after that. That bike is, the fairing was taken off and made to look like a Road King. But, you can tell by that dash, it was either a FLT or FLH out of probably the late 80s, possibly early 90s. But it's not one of these bikes. You want to blow up a fucking bike, you got to do it to a brand new one, right? One out of the last few years that was built while this CEO was in power. Not one that was built when Harley Davidson was still, when I was running around Napoleon, stopping at this little shack out in the middle of nowhere, right? Little building out in the middle of nowhere, is a little building with a little tiny garage on it, was the Harley Davidson shop. Then they started selling out and they forced them to get these big fancy buildings with fancy showrooms. Okay, but before that, when this bike was built, it was still true to its form. So this fucking idiot goes and blows up a nice, perfectly keepable bike to tell you he's sticking it to the man. He ain't sticking it to them. What a fucking idiot, right? That's not how you fight this war. Well, how you fight it is to not be buying their... What are you looking at up there? What do you see? Oh, you see that screw, do you? Where's he at? No, come on. Anyways, that's not how you fight this battle. We got to start using some freaking common sense, okay? You're not... Stop. You're not sticking it to them and fighting this battle and showing them anything by blowing up old shit that they're not making money off of, okay? You're sticking it to them when you stop buying these overpriced, ridiculous Honda wannabes with a Harley badge on the side of it, okay? These brand new bikes. When you're buying them, you're supporting them. When you're buying something out of the Harley dealership, you're supporting them. When you're buying new apparel that says Harley Davidson on it, you're supporting them, okay? When you're riding around on an old bike that was built before you were freaking born, you're not sticking it to them when you blow that fucking bike up. All you're doing is hurting the person that later would have paid you, would have enjoyed that bike, right? Would have appreciated that bike. Okay, so Columbia War Machine, you're just a... That's all I'm gonna say about that. That's just the facts. Okay, you go on here to look good, and he's not a real biker anyways. You can just tell, right? He's just not a real biker. He's a few of their friends, but they're afraid to go around the real biker stuff, but they'll ride around on some of these Sunday events on their bikes and say, oh, look at me, I'm a biker, and and I support Trump, and I'm all American, and all this and that, and I like guns. And you're just an idiot looking for attention, right? Wasting money, blowing up all that ammo, and blowing up a perfectly good bike. That was stupid. Anyway, it's about using some sense, some sense. Common sense, what we're all missing these days, okay? You're not going to run anyone out of business or prove your point by destroying items that was sold more than a decade ago, right? Built and sold more than a decade ago. You're only going to wreak havoc on them by unsupporting what they are currently doing. And as I said in another video, is anyone really going to do that? They'll talk the talk, but they won't walk the walk. And that's the truth when it comes to bikers. That's the truth when it comes to the Trump train. It's the truth when it comes to all Americans anymore. We'll talk the talk, but won't walk the walk. Okay? Use some damn sense. If you don't want to have a Harley anymore, sell the damn thing. I'm gonna blow this up and now it's useless, and it done nothing. It done nothing. You don't. The fact is, you could take as many guns as you want and blow up a brand new Harley Davidson, right? And is that going to matter to Harley Davidson, to the CEO that everyone's pissed off about? Is that going to matter? No. Just like Kid Rock did all this shit, blew up all them Bud Lights, right? Did that matter? No. You still bought the damn shit to blow it up, right? You still supported them. That's the ignorance. That's the freaking ignorance. If you want to prove your point, run these people out of business. But we're not smart enough for that. So anyways, to clear it all up, I'm not, it's nothing personal against this guy. It's the view, right? I'm not attacking nobody personally, period. It's the viewpoint and the mindsets that we have. Because you didn't do nothing, like this guy didn't do nothing he didn't, how do you say this guy's name, the CEO of Harley Davidson, Joaquin Zietz or whatever, right? Does that not give you a clue where Harley Davidson is and has been? He's been with Harley Davidson since like 2011. He's been CEO since 2020. And Harley Davidson, any real biker knows the direction they've gone anyways, right? So you didn't do nothing. You didn't send him crying. Instead, you made him smile big. Because now you took out a bike that was, you just blew up and destroyed a non-woke bike, a bike that represented Harley's true glory days, and made sure that now now a woke bike does have to be sold to somebody. I understand where he's coming from, but the thing is, you're doing it wrong. Your rap is strong, but you got no rhythm. That's what it boils down to, right? Because, all you did was make sure, these guys now get to sell another brand new bike. Okay, if you really want to prove your point, brother, you're going to have to go to the showroom and do that to a couple of unsold bikes right there in the showroom. It's the only way you're going to be able to redeem yourself. Otherwise, now you look a little bit foolish. And it sucks because, like I say, we understand the dilemma, but you're doing it wrong, right? Let's consider Harley Davidson. What did people... I was going to do a video about Harley Davidson pretty much committing suicide a long time ago, right? Corporate suicide. But the thing is, it's no different than, consider Gibson, right? All these American companies, it's happening to all of them, right? But, I should watch what I say. Now I'll lose my Gibson sponsorship, I suppose, right? But consider Gibson USA, Gibson Guitar Company, right? And no different than any other company. I'm using them as an example. Now they got the... check out now their guitars are like double the price of what they ever was before. And now their guitars are doubled in price. And if you want one that's, you can get one that's already beat to hell for extra cost, right? And when did that come about? Oh, well, let's consider Gibson and what they do. They brought in the CEO of Levi, right? The company that got the over expensive jeans that started making them cheaper and less longer, and then you could pay big money, extra money to buy jeans that are already tore all the hell, right? Well, then they bring this guy over to Gibson, and Gibson starts doing the same thing, right? I'm not saying that necessarily everything's bad, and that Gibson's making some nice guitars right now, still currently, but it's still sold out from what it was, and outrageously priced, especially when you're telling me, because you got so-and-so to beat the hell out of this guitar, now it should cost this much money because it's relic, right? Well, so Harley Davidson was the same way. Same thing happened. This Zietz, whatever his name is, he's not American, right? He started out in his career, nothing to do with motorcycles or motorsports or anything, right? Started out with Colgate Palmolive, then went to Puma, and now, or however it's said, right? And now, and now Harley Davidson, right? To bring all those stupid ideas there. And what, you didn't have a clue when all of a sudden they started selling electric Harleys, right? Or when they came out with the V-Rod, you didn't start suspecting shit then, okay? Go ahead and destroy these old bikes that represent the true American biker ways, and destroy those because a company said they went woke. You ain't proven nothing, okay? That's just where that's at. It's time. That's where that's at. And, you know, people don't like it because I'll point out the truths of stuff, and the facts are the facts, okay? This guy ain't, he's not a real biker anyways, right? He's the type of guy that glorifies himself and hangs around some people that are also have motorcycles, and as long as they can all get together, they'll get on, you know, the weekends coming around, and they'll get on Facebook, hey, anybody going on any rides this week, right? And they do that because I can't ride by myself, right? Can't ride by myself, can't ride anywhere by myself. And yeah, because me and my woman just got to make our appearances to make it look like we're bikers. We'll ride around for a couple minutes and then invite everybody over and make me look cool because I'm blowing shit up, right? Just it does bother me. I'm offended that nice motorcycle was destroyed. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let us hear the conclusion on the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. God will bring every work into judgment and every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.